is my first session with Sugar. She's a little under 2. I think she's 20 months. Arabian filly. And we'll see how it goes. She's never really been touched.
So you want to move her to move her feet a little bit, not panicking, but to move in response to what you're doing.
Right. And to become, she is curious about me. Good girl.
I'm standing a little farther back so I can catch both of you.
Yep.
So I'll need you to talk louder, especially when the crows are singing.
Yep. So I'm doing more of a driving.
Uh-huh.
Rather than an approach and retreat. It's a little bit approach and retreat, but it's more like I'm moving her feet. My goal is to get her to move her feet to me.
Okay.
So she's moving her feet around. Now I want her to change direction. Good girl. But I'm doing it without going directly at her. It's more of the prey animal, like, and I'm sort of explaining this as I'm doing it because I can think about it while I'm doing it. The predator approaches directly. A prey animal is more, I'm going to come up behind you a little bit, I'm going to move you, I'm going to change your feet. If I'm being the leader, girl. Did you see what she just did?
Yeah, her sister was not getting the attention, so she put her foot through one of the panels just to not be left out of the center of attention.
So getting her to change direction a little bit too is changing her brain. Like you were doing your turnarounds quickly. Good girl. I'm not getting in her way, I'm not squeezing her, I'm driving her a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Good girl. But I'm getting her to change direction fairly quickly. Now I have to be careful because she is quick with back feet too.
Right.
And I don't want her to come at me. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Easy. So she's coming a little bit up behind me, which is fine, but she's a little more dominant than the other.
Uh-huh.
Good girl. Good girl.
She responds when you change direction.
Yeah. But you notice in her eye, she's not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
She's not worried. Good girl. Good girl.
Right.
Sort of two corners, right?
Right.
We'll edit that part out.
Pooh's corner. Funny. Just to make sure it's hers.
Heart pounding? Can you see that?
No, I can see her, you know, she wants to go back into her pen.
The panic button is very close to the surface.
That's nice. All you have to do is move your hand a little bit with the twine.
Yeah.
And she moves her feet, walks away from the safe corner where she's trapping herself. She's looking at you.
Part of the challenge, and this is where, you know, methods like the natural horsemen that are out there that have all the programs and everything. If you have a horse that you can't get a halter on, you know, how do you start with them? Because a lot of those methods rely on that physical connection with the halter. And the method that I learned started with the horse loose, without the connection with the halter. And you create the communication and the language and everything without a physical connection to the horse. And then when you add those things, it adds subtlety. You know, so when, at the moment, we're forced to do that because we can't even get close enough to these girls to put a halter on. And the goal is obviously to get a halter on them. But once we are able to do that, it's just going to be superfluous. It's going to be, you know, something to add the subtlety of, now I can just lift the rope and that means something, but it's my body language that means the thing, not the connection, not the attachment. And that's the goal. And they're so sensitive, you know, it's like I just approach a little bit, keep my energy low, quiet, casual.
She's looking at you the whole time.
I think as much as Esmeralda is more reactive,
Yeah.
Sugar is she's not reactive, but she's, what's the word I'm looking for? More defensive. Does that make sense? I think. They're both curious, but they're both, you know, she's ready for the attack. They're both ready for